Eyewitness News with Joe Torres and Sandra Bookman. Laura Banke with sports. And Jeff Smith with the exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Now, Eyewitness News at 6.
Tonight, an extensive search of the East River leads to the discovery of what police believe is the gun used to kill NYPD officer Randolph Holder. The details straight ahead.
Plus, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie dials up trouble while using his phone in the quiet car of an Amtrak train. What his camp is saying about the controversy. Coming up.
And royally ready, the Mets leave for Kansas City to prepare for Game 1 of the World Series. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Torres.
And I'm Sandra Bookman. We begin tonight with a major development in the investigation into the shooting death of New York City police officer Randolph Holder.
For days, divers have combed the East River searching for the gun used to kill Officer Holder, and now police say they believe they've found the weapon. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson is in East Harlem tonight with the details. Kimberly.
Well, Joe and Sandra, right now experts are testing that weapon to confirm what investigators already believe, that it's a match. Divers found it in the middle of the night in the river under anything but ideal conditions. But then again, there's nothing routine when it comes to any of this.
They were down there. It was down in 20 feet of water, and he recovered it.
At 3 o'clock this morning, a match. Members of the NYPD's Harbor Unit found a weapon in the East River, the .40 caliber semi-automatic gun they believe was used to kill one of their own.
The conditions down there, it's dark. They can maybe only see 12 to 24 inches out in front of them, and they're out on their bellies looking for this.
Digging deep in this water ever since Tuesday night, when Tyrone Howard allegedly used that gun to shoot and kill Officer Randolph Holder.
The shots fired. Black Hispanic male, black coat, white pants. He's firing. 85 Central, 85.
Police say this all started with a gunfight between Howard and several others at 102nd Street and 1st Avenue. At 120th Street, he crossed paths with Officer Holder and his partner and allegedly fired one shot, striking Holder in the head. Well, that bullet is still out there somewhere. Authorities once again closed a stretch of the FDR, both north and southbound lanes. 100 officers, some volunteers, tried to find what is important evidence in this case. This extensive, large-scale search centered around where Howard would have been standing, the angle he was holding that Glock, where the bullet, after hitting the officer, would have landed. To cover all scenarios, the team canvassed an area 200 feet beyond the original crime scene.
They took one step forward, and they raised their hand, and there were fire analysis examiners behind them. When they raised their hand, they would look at whatever the item was.
Now, in terms of the tests on that weapon, police are looking for DNA. They're hoping to lift any fingerprints that may have been left behind. They're also going to actually fire the gun to see if the bullets and shell casings match evidence found at both scenes, including right there next to Officer Holder's body. For now, we're live in East Harlem. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Kimberly. The public viewing for Officer Holder will take place Tuesday at the Greater Allen AME Cathedral of New York in Jamaica, Queens, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Funeral services will be at that same cathedral on Wednesday afternoon at 3. And Holder will be buried in his native Guyana. Now, in the wake of Officer Holder's death, community activists want the police force to feel supported. And they've announced at NYPD headquarters today that support rallies will be held simultaneously in all 5 boroughs tomorrow at 7 p.m. Candlelight vigils are planned. Organizers say this is simply a gesture of respect.
We have to show them the support that we can, the best way we can, and that's by standing with them in unison.
Rallies will be held at nearly every precinct in the city. They are being coordinated by local clergy.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie finds himself on the fast track to trouble while on board an Amtrak train traveling from Washington, D.C. to New York. The governor, riding in the quiet car, got loud on his phone. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang joins us from Penn Station with more. Lucy.
Well, Joe, even politicians who want to be president have to obey the silent rule on Amtrak. Governor Chris Christie learned that this morning when he found himself seated in the quiet car. According to Christie's staff, he was not yelling nor traveling with Secret Service, but according to at least one passenger, the governor was on his cell phone, and that is a big no-no in the quiet car. It's not clear if the governor was then asked to leave the car or did so on his own, but apparently he did spend the rest of his ride from D.C. to New York in the cafe car. According to Christie's campaign spokesperson, quote, on a very full train this morning, the governor accidentally took a seat in Amtrak's notorious quiet car. After breaking the cardinal rule of the quiet car, the governor promptly left. Sincere apologies to all the patrons of the quiet car that were offended. We understand the governor was on one of the Sunday morning talk shows before boarding the train. We're live outside Penn Station. I'm Lucy Yang for Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Lucy, thank you. Kansas City, here they come. The Mets left New York this morning to prepare for Game 1 of the World Series against the Royals.
I expected you to sing that line.
I was about to.
The Amazons are scheduled to work out at Kauffman Stadium today and tomorrow before Tuesday night's opener. Laura Benke is in the newsroom as the ride continues for the Mets. Laura?
Indeed it does, Joe and Sandra. Thanks to the American League's win in the All-Star game all the way back in July, the AL was assured of home field advantage in the World Series. So the Mets, they had no choice today but to hit the road. But really, this team doesn't care where it plays, as long as it's playing for a title, which would be their first since 1986. The players boarding buses at Citi Field this morning. Then they headed to the airport. They are rested, ready to go, and having a blast.
This is a great deal of fun, and I know I've said that before, but there's really, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm having a blast. I think those guys are having a blast. We're going to enjoy this.
You know, it tends to carry over into the clubhouse and onto the baseball field when, you know, you have guys that are genuinely rooting for one another, genuinely interested in, you know, seeing your other teammates succeed.
Well, their first order of duty after landing in Kansas City, a workout at Kauffman Stadium this afternoon. That was closed to the media, and then tomorrow, it's media day on the eve of the biggest game of many of these players' careers, at least so far. We're back with much more in sports. Joe and Sandra?
We'll see in a few minutes. Thank you, Laura. Still coming up on Eyewitness News at 6 o'clock, developing in the Bronx. An argument escalates into the deadly shooting of a grocery store worker. We're live on the scene. Next.
And a shooting leads to moments of panic at a house party in Queens overnight. The latest on the investigation after the break.
And nice weather for now, but that rainfall over Texas and Louisiana, well, it has eyes on the tri-state region. We'll time it out for you in your full AccuWeather forecast.
Congratulations, Mets, on making it to the World Series.
Let's go, Mets!
Hey, fans, show your Mets pride. Send us your pictures and videos to ABC7NY. And let's go, Mets!
Closed captioning is sponsored by Raymore and Flanagan. For the closest location, please visit RaymoreFlanagan.com.
So your dad let you borrow the
Buick, Mr. Simmons. And it's got a 5-star overall safety rating, so there's nothing to worry about.
My grandpa used to drive a Buick.
I don't think that's what he's worried about.
That's not your grandpa.
Now current lessees, switch to Buick with this low-mileage lease on this 2015 Encore for around $165 a month. Visit tristatebuick.com.
Even when I'm waiting to pick up the kids, I have time to use Close 5. This needs a new home because my son got 2 for his birthday, so I'm selling it on Close 5. And this never-worn pair of shoes gets its walking papers because my daughter says it's not the same color as her best friend's. Woohoo! I love this app. Whoever thought of this gets an A+.
Close 5. Download now for free. Buy and sell for free.
Looking to explore some wide open spaces with your family? Start with the Toyota Sienna. The only minivan sold in America with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 8. The Sienna keeps your family safe, comfortable, and oh so stylish.
Right now,
Lease a new 2015 Sienna for just $269 per month. Or get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Sienna.
It all starts at Toyota. Let's go places.
Ed Westwick stars in a new crime drama for television.
There's something I want to show you.
One that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
This is just the beginning.
Wicked City premieres Tuesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Developing right now in the Bronx, where a grocery store worker was shot and killed.
Eyewitness News reporter Mallory Hoff is at the scene in the Fordham Heights section. Mallory?
Joe, Sandra, investigators tell us a 46-year-old man is dead and his killer is still on the run tonight. New York police officers have been here on scene all day, but in the last few minutes, an NYPD crime scene unit just arrived here. You can see officers now walking to this scene. One shell casing here on the sidewalk, at least one more inside of this grocery store. Now officers continue their search for answers. Police say a grocery store employee died after being shot once in the chest and once in the torso.
I'm really shocked that this went down. Like, I'm really surprised. He don't bother nobody. He's always stayed to himself.
Shots were fired inside the grocery store at 2345 Jerome Avenue in the Fordham Heights section of the Bronx. Investigators say 3 people were arguing with the store employee. They left, then one of those people came back and shot him. Investigators say that person likely took off in a gray Chrysler sedan. This woman told us she was friends with the victim, who she says was a hardworking Christian with family in Santo Domingo. Neighbors are still trying to comprehend what happened.
He didn't deserve that, to die like that, really.
And back out here live, as you can see, there is actually a surveillance video camera set up right outside of the storefront here. It's still unclear at this hour what, if anything, that surveillance video camera may have captured. Live in the Fordham Heights section of the Bronx, Mallory Hoff, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Mallory. Arrest tonight outside of a house where an out-of-control party left 2 people wounded and in critical condition. Eyewitness News cameras were rolling as a man and woman were handcuffed and taken away. They are reportedly the homeowner's daughter and her boyfriend. Police say the arrests are not directly related to the shooting. Investigators tell us there were as many as 200 people at that Bayside party overnight. Now, according to police sources, it was advertised on Instagram, and many of the partygoers were reportedly underage. Witnesses say when the shots rang out, people panicked.
Everyone freaked out. Like, I was going up the stairs to go see what was happening, and when the gunshots happened, like, everyone just started tackling downstairs. Like, I fell, like, mad girls were getting hurt.
Now, what sparked the shooting is still under investigation, and so far, no word on suspects.
A renewed call today for common sense gun laws. That call from a famous pair of relatives, comedian Amy Schumer and her cousin, Senator Charles Schumer, first teamed up back in August. Amy says she was inspired to act after a deadly shooting at a showing of her movie Trainwreck in Louisiana back in July.
I vowed to never forget the 2 lives that were tragically lost.
I will not rest until we pass this law.
There's only one way forward, and that's a rising tide of Americans demanding change.
The Schumers say they want a bill that will close background check loopholes, make background checks more effective, and stop the movement of illegal guns.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 6, meteorologist Jeff Smith will have a look at your AccuWeather forecast. Stay with us.
Stay with ABC 7 at 7 for America's Funniest Home Videos. Then all new episodes of Once Upon a Time, Blood and Oil, and Quantico. Followed by New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at 11. Tonight's preview is sponsored by Optimum Wi-Fi.
If the Dodge brothers walked into a dealership today, they'd be pretty impressed with what's become of their Maverick car company. With all the power, performance, and ingenuity. But knowing them, they'd insist on serving the donuts. Get yours before their history.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2015 Durango SXT Plus with all-wheel drive for $289 a month.
Hurry
Hurry into Sleepy's for our lowest prices of the season. Save up to 65% off name brands throughout the store with our special purchase foam sets starting at just $99 each piece. And Sealy Posturepedic Firm Queen sets for just $4.99. Get a free box spring with any Laura Ashley mattress. Plus, save up to $1,300 off select Beauty Rest adjustable base sets. Trust New York's #1